Of ag, American Pistachio Week is finally here. All week we will be celebrating the pistachio harvest with local restaurants showcasing how they're putting this amazing nut on display with cooking demos, cocktails, and more.
So we're kicking off the second annual Pistachio Week presented by American Pistachio Growers in the Kitchen. And we'll be here all week long with locally owned restaurants throughout the Central Valley. Each of these restaurants are participating in Pistachio Week to celebrate the pistachio harvest with a pistachio infused menu all week long at their restaurant. So we're starting off with Chris Shackelford from Trelio Food and Wine in Clovis. I love this place. And you're making one of your featured pistachio dishes. I'm excited to see how you make the pistachio shine. So what are we making?
We're going to be making a sage and pistachio pesto and just doing it with one of our house-made pastas and finishing off with a nice little stracciatelle and some sherry reduction.
Okay, before you said the sherry reduction, it all sounds very simple. So let's make the pesto.
We're going to make pesto. We're going to start with about a cup of pistachios, which are right there.
So what is pesto normally made with?
Pine nuts or almonds, but most commonly pine nuts. Pine nuts, basil, garlic, olive oil. So we're going to start with that. We have a clove of garlic.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to quickly rough grind this to start the process because we don't want to like really make peanut butter or anything. We want to have a little bit of a chunk to it.
Right, because the pistachio it's a nut, and so it does have a little bit of oil in there.
Yes. So we're gonna, and we really want our pesto to really have some chunks in it still too. So. And right till it gets to about that sand texture.
Oh yeah, that looks like.
So next we're going to add our cheeses, which are pecorino, and Parmesan. The pecorino, which is the whiter one, which is a saltier cheese, and then a more fermented cheese is the Parmesan, which is aged longer. So we're going to add those two. We're going to give that a little grind.
Now, how do you decide when you're trying to include special ingredients? How do you decide what to include based on nutritional value or flavor? Do you ever think about that when you're creating dishes?
Just cooking with fresh ingredients that are, locally sourced or, of high quality. That's your best way because all of our nutrition comes from that. There's unfortunately a lot of, stuff that goes on in our world in our growing cycles that if we're not buying straight from fresh, we're not getting the same nutritional value.
Okay,
so
what's
we're
next?
Going to do the sage. We're going to grind that in. And we're going to grind in the parsley.
Parsley.
Perfect.
Flat leaf Italian parsley.
Flat leaf, yeah.
Not to be confused
never
with
the curly one. That's just buffet line garnish.
Yeah, that's your garnish.
And we're just going to grind that up until it's about the same texture as the...
Okay, so this is coming together pretty quickly.
Fast. Oh, yeah. So next we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. So you can hand me the little squeeze. I'll just do it out of this. Perfect. And we're going to add some lemon juice. This is just some acidity for the dish.
Okay. Just one?
Right. Yep, just one.
Okay, watch your eyes there.
Yeah.
All right, just a little bit of acidity.
Just a little bit of acidity so it's not, neutral and flat.
What's
next?
And
then we're going to grab a little bit of the flour. I mean, not the flour, the pepper. This is salt, sea salt.
Okay, sea salt and pepper.
So about a teaspoon to a tablespoon. Depends on how salty, what you like it to taste like.
I have a problem with salt. I like it really salty.
And then
what did I just hand you?
This is sugar. So sugar is just a balance. So a lot of people think seasoning is salt and pepper. It's actually acidity, sweetness,
the balance
bitterness,
of all of those tastes.
Exactly. And then we're going to use that olive oil there in that container. And this will be
this is how we're going to bring it all together.
We'll bring it all together real fast. Then we are going to go straight from here to there. So we're going to take that. I reserved some pasta water.
Okay, so you reserved some of the pasta water, which I always forget to do.
Yep, exactly. We're going to give it a little stir because some of the flour,
starch and stuff gets down to the bottom.
Yeah, we're going to stir that up a little bit. And we're going to add this straight to a semi-hot pan.
Oh.
Just like this. We're kind of doing the reverse. And then we're going to let that kind of come to a boil.
I thought you were going to add it to the pesto.
Nope, just right here. You could. There's nothing wrong with it, and you could add it all.
Because it's all going to hang out together.
To the same spot anyway. So
how does having access? Because we talked about eating fresh. How does having access to fresh farm to table ingredients here in the Central Valley really influence your menus?
completely does, because we're doing direct farm. A lot of farmers come into our restaurant and drop off. They come in with their boxes. How much do you need this week?
Yeah.
So we're greatly influenced by it, and we can have that conversation. Well, how long are you going to be growing this?
Right.
When's it going to end? So we can actually develop our menus directly around what people are bringing us, or by going to the farmers market, say the Vineyard Farmers Market or the Clovis Farmers Market, which are two next to us.
And you get things when they taste the
absolute best. Yeah. When you go to grocery stores, you're generally getting something that's either unripe or rotting. It's very hard to hit a grocery store and get something that's just dead on. When you're dealing directly with farmers at farmers markets, stuff like that, you actually have access to different farmers growing the same things. So that you can choose a little bit more quality oriented, or if you want something that's going to last, like I'll buy peaches from two different people. One that's a little bit underripe and one that's fully ripe. And I now have 3 or 4 days worth of product.
There you go.
So, so we're starting to boil here. You see it starts to get a little bit thicker.
Yes.
And we're just going to add, once that starts to thicken, what we're going to do is we're going to add our pistachio. We don't want to add it too quickly, otherwise your pesto is going to turn brown. All the herbs will start to turn brown.
Okay.
So we don't want to overcook it. We want this process to be really, really fast.
Okay. So what are the health benefits of the pistachio? So you talk about, getting flavors when they're the best. How about when we talk about nutrition, what are the benefits of adding pistachios into your dishes?
More than flavor, I mean, having these more nutritional things instead of eating sugars and things like that, having dishes that are delicious that don't have these types of sugars or anything when cooking fresh. I mean, pistachios are full of all sorts of oils that are good for you. They also help fill you up quicker than other things.
They're a complete protein. They've got antioxidants. Exactly. It's really almost like a superfood grown right here in the Central Valley.
Exactly. Well,
and so have you ever talked with any of our Central Valley pistachio growers? Have you met any of them? Did they come through?
I'm sure I have.
I know.
So many farmers.
I know, right? Okay, so we've got our pesto in there.
We're going to let this come, and we're going to grab our pasta. We're going to heat it up lightly. It's cooked perfectly al dente right now.
What kind of pasta is this?
So this is casarecce that we extrude in the restaurant. Basically, we make all of our own pastas there.
Oh.
So if it's stuffed or anything, it all comes out of the extruder. So this is going to start the boil. This is going to just warm up real quick.
Okay.
And also I kind of packed it in a little oil. You'll see it come in.
Oh yeah,
that way it doesn't stick together.
Yeah.
And this will get it to come.
So you extrude this? Is that kind of like how you like Spetzel almost? When they press it through?
Yeah. Spetzel has like a little grater. You do like this over
interesting.
This we actually have a machine that you put the flour in the water or eggs in the flour.
I love the shape.
And you just turn it on and it comes out just like this.
Okay, I see our pesto starting to boil there.
And thickening from the pasta water.
That's looking so good. So what is this dish called on your menu?
So this would be the casarecce pesto.
And anything else on your menu for Pistachio Week that you're looking forward to?
So our whole menu, we are a a la carte menu that does a 3-course and 5-course. All of the 3- and 5-course menu items will have pistachios in them for that week. Like little details, little hints here and there. You never know. And then we do a brunch, and we'll be doing that weekend's brunch with all pistachio dishes.
So exciting! It's so exciting.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that when you're doing something like this, you make the pistachio shine and it doesn't sort of, get hidden amongst like maybe your proteins or your pastas?
Basically, I mean, the idea is just to really make sure that it is the flavor component. Like we added sage and we've added pistachio.
Right.
Those are the 2 flavor components of it. The parsley is kind of neutral. The cheese kind of builds around those flavors, but the pistachio and the sage will be
that's the dish.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a pasta dish.
Yeah. Well, and pasta is such a great way to highlight one of your ingredients because it'll take on any sort of flavor.
Exactly. Rice.
Right.
Rice is another one that's great. You're basically just looking for things that are going to really show off, and plain starches like this are a great way.
Yes.
So we have here it's just kind of thickening around. So in the restaurant, we pretty much plate with all rings everywhere we go, just so it doesn't spread out or anything like that. So it's going to go in here.
Everybody at home poo-poos my plating technique. I eat with my eyes first, so I want everything to look just so before I eat it.
So we're going to fill up these 3, so everyone, except for everyone at home, can try it.
Us 2 here get 1.5.
All right, and then Also in the menu, we do have stracciatelle and sherry reduction. Sherry reduction is just sherry wine, sherry vinegar, and sugar reduced down into a syrup, which is right here. And we'll take those off.
Oh, I love the way that little ring did such a good job.
It does. And then we have, basically we just make a syrup out of sherry wine.
Yeah.
And this just adds a little extra sweetness.
Oh, how interesting.
To it, and just a little bit. You don't want to do too much, otherwise it can take over the dish.
Then you're eating like sugar pasta.
Yeah, we're not eating. Yeah, we're not.
All right. Well, I have got my trusty fork in my pocket. I was all ready. But are we done? Last little thing.
Stracciatelle, which is mozzarella curds that are mixed with a sweet cream.
I was wondering what that was.
There we go. And done.
And there we go. Nice and all right, so we can expect pistachios all week long from Trelio. Oh my God, that's so good.
Cool.
That is pistachio in a way that I don't think most people have ever had before, because we're so used to, I have a bag of pistachios at my desk, just eating them whole, which is also delicious.
I mean, it is the nut that you do just eat.
This is so fun. So all week long, we'll have chefs from different local restaurants for Pistachio Week, brought to you by American Pistachio Growers. Chris, thank you so much. Happy Pistachio Week.
And we clear those shelters with the Valley Animal Center. We feature this week's adorable adoptable when we come back.